Today is January 20th, 2026, and I have been really struggling with trying. Now, I've been struggling with trying my whole life because I've kind of had a philosophy of if you don't try, it's not a surprise when you fail. I've always been terrified of failing. I hate the idea that I tried, I put in so much effort and it wasn't good enough because if what I did wasn't good enough, if the effort that I put in wasn't enough to get me there, then I'm not good enough. And that's not true. I know that logically that's not true, but I I don't know. The idea of failing because you didn't try. Like I don't know how to put it into words, but it's basically like I would rather not try because I wouldn't be surprised if I failed than actually try and put an effort and be surprised when I don't succeed. Because I my self-worth is very very connected to the things that I succeed. And I am terrified of failing because of that. Because if I fail, then my self-worth goes down and I'm not as worthy to be a person anymore. And yes, I know that's not true, but it feels true. I grew up with an older sister. She was about 5, almost 6 years older than me. And we were close for some of our life, but she, of course, was incredibly smart. She did a lot of things, she put in a lot of effort for things. And I was smart without really trying. So by the time that I made it to the point where I had to actually start trying for stuff, I had seen all the stuff that my sister had succeeded at. I saw all of her achievements, all the things that she did, and I thought that I wasn't really good enough for it. Because when you have someone older than you in that way, you tend to compare yourself to them. Because who else do you compare yourself to? How do you define your worth other than being just like them? Right? And my sister, we don't get along. Like at all. She thinks we get along, we don't. I avoid her as much as I can because of my reasons. But she was pretty successful. Right? She's married, she has 2 kids, she has 2 college degrees. But she's also not very good at living. Right? So I see her and her existence and how she interacts with the world around her, and I see that I don't want to do that. So I automatically try to not be like her in every way, shape, or form, but she was successful. So I, seeing that, oh, my sister's successful, but she's also really bad at this, I don't want to be really bad at this, so I can't be my sister, so I can't be successful. Right? And unfortunately, I am still successful, right? I don't think I've put in true effort to something since I was trying to help a friend in a math class before. And that was like a year ago. So I've been really struggling with the idea of putting in effort regardless of if it succeeds or not. I did Taekwondo for about 2.5 years. And one of the things that you learn is you can't give up just because you're bad at it. And I think that was really helpful for me because I would give up. If I wasn't good at it, why would I continue? Right? So that definitely helped, but I still really, really struggle with the idea that my self worth is interconnected with what people think of me, how successful I am, what I can do. And that's not true, but I really, really struggle to not think like that. And again, this year is about change, so I do want to change that. And I have Taekwondo tomorrow. I have classes that I'm not very confident in my ability to achieve, so I'm hoping that by me putting in effort, I will be able to show myself that having effort in something and succeeding feels much, much better than not putting in effort and succeeding. So I don't know if I'll be able to achieve that this year, because that's a very deep rooted problem of mine, but maybe I can get a little bit of it gone, because I don't want to be like this anymore. So I don't know. Again, this is a long term project, so if you want to know how it turns out, check back in like a couple months or something. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will help me chop away at some of those roots of my worth being connected to my success. But who knows? I guess we'll see.